Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Animac here from Anime Uproar, and welcome to another episode of the One Piece Virgin podcast. Is that hype enough for you, Nox? Is that hype enough for you? Podcast.
No, you're still like
you
whispering,
gotta up.
bro.
You gotta
have
up
to
it.
yell it.
You're yelling. You're like
the hype.
You're like doing a video when my
You're
mom's
whisper
sleeping in the next
yelling.
room. You gotta like yell it. Yes, virgin.
Tekking, tell him.
I'm just gonna turn down Nux's volume.
We
Anyways,
can't do any of
guys.
these intros. Hey guys, it's Animac here for Anime Uproar.
Bro.
That was
I mean, it's
seductive as
ASMR, but
hell,
it's not
Nux.
hype.
Bro, Leafy is back, so you know what? It
Oh.
works. Episode 9 today, discussing chapters 155 to 179, the first part of Alabasta. I actually forgot that it was 179, so I ended up reading up to like 185. I'll try not to go over 179, but if I do accidentally, then you'll know why.
It flows, man. It
It
flows.
ends,
yeah.
really well.
it ends with the hook. Would you consider
Yeah.
yourself hooked, Animac?
Yeah, it was definitely it was a
Oh,
great.
We
It's
we
been a
did
great
a
arc
job
so
not
far.
spoiling that.
Yeah.
Well,
I
no,
love,
I didn't know what you meant. To be
It
fair, when
wouldn't
you
be
said that.
a One Piece Virgin podcast if my phone doesn't start fucking ringing the second we start. Did not ring once all day.
Yep.
Alright.
Just unplug it.
I should. My apologies, boys.
Now, yeah, I loved this arc so far. I think it was very interesting. I love the politics and the military aspects of it. All the new devil fruits. Very interesting stuff is going on. You know, I won't talk about it too much. First, to let you guys know that joining me today, along with Nux and Briggs, we have Tekking101.
I'm back. Thanks everybody for having me.
Yeah, that's. I said Tekking101 before Nux cried out Nux and Briggs, like
Nux
the
and
child that he
Briggs!
is.
Well, I didn't hear me, so I'm gonna have to be doing it again now. Nux and Briggs!
Beautiful. Absolutely.
Alright,
Beautiful.
we're good.
Magnifique.
Also, I just want to let you guys know, so this week we're doing 155 through 179, as Animac just mentioned, but next week we're doing the second part of Alabasta, which covers chapters 180 through 217. So be sure to do your homework, boys, and we'll be back here next week as well. But let's start with the Virgin himself. Tekking, I'm not talking about you, Animac.
I was gonna say I'm ready to go, but all right. Okay. Yeah. Animac, what you think?
So the first thing that I really liked about this arc was all the politics going on and the scheming going on with Mr. Zero, aka Crocodile. So at first I wasn't sure when he was introduced. I wasn't sure if he was leading the rebels, if he was like this rebel dude, but it turns out that he's actually just manipulating everyone from behind the scenes. So the rebels have a good cause that they believe in. The royalists, like Vivi, have a good cause that they believe in. But basically what Crocodile's been doing, he's been manipulating everyone. He's been like framing the king and the royal family for all these bad things, turning the kingdom against them, and then kind of promoting this war. And he plans to step in when everything goes to shit. He plans to step in and take over Alabasta and create a utopia. What exactly he means by that, I don't know. But I definitely liked how evil, Machiavellian, and scheming he was. And I also love his devil fruit, the sand fruit.
Mhm.
It's so powerful, man, especially in the desert. There's so many applications to it. I thought it was freaking great.
Yes.
Oh, this man could drink water from his hands. Now that's a flex.
And I mean, it is right there. And I mean, like, thank you for reminding me that the Utopia plan wasn't revealed yet, because yeah, we do find out about it later, but that's of course not for right now. But no, Alabasta, man, up until this point, all the arcs are pretty straightforward. You know, they land on an island. There's a big bad guy. Luffy has to punch him out, and then they continue onward. This is one we get like a lot of like there's layers to this. You know, it's not as simple as
This is
just
the
walking into the
first-
island. Yeah.
I'd say this is really the first climax in One Piece.
Oh, it is absolutely. It's the saga
Like,
that's been built
One
up.
Piece
Yeah.
had a lot of little arcs. This is the
Mhm.
climax of an actual saga. Like the
Mhm.
climax of the
East Blue.
we had the ending
climax
of
of the East Blue
There
saga
we go.
was essentially just they went to Logtown and the adventure is beginning. It's not
Yeah.
like some big fight that is, you know,
I mean,
a
I consider.
microcosm of everything that was going on that entire
Yeah,
season, basically.
I consider. I mean, the climax isn't necessarily the last story arc. It's just the point where it's the most intense. So I would expect a climax of the East Blue. That would be Arlong and the way that ended. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it was just
but
like
it's not like any of the previous arcs
No.
necessarily were directly
isn't.
influenced by Arlong. Like, Crocodile's the first major villain we're really meeting in One Piece. Until this point, we did not have anyone nearly as terrifying as this guy.
Well, Mihawk, but he didn't really do. He just did. He showed up, did his thing, flexed, and then.
Okay, Mihawk is not a villain. Mihawk is the hero we need.
I mean, he honestly is.
Mihawk was just woken up from
He's
a nap.
definitely
and
not
just-
an antagonist at this point of the show. He just kind of was there for a little bit.
He was bored and wanted to have some fun. That's about it.
He is.
I guess you could call this.
Yeah.
You could call this the first saga of the Grand Line because at the entrance of the Grand Line we meet the Baroque works. So they are introduced. We have a few arcs, and now the Baroque works and their leader are actually playing the central role. So I think this is kind of like the first big Grand Line saga.
Yeah, what Baroque Works basically did and Crocodile did is he set up his organization like right at the front of the Grand Line. So there's like, they're filtered all over the place, and so it culminates here at Alabasta. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I really like it so far. It almost feels like Alabasta in a way is almost like its own movie or something because its own.
It's funny you should say that because one of the One Piece films was literally just the retelling of Alabasta. Like the whole movie was just It's the movie. It's movie 8. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, because it has its own kind of plot that could be self-contained, but it isn't really because, like I said, the Baroque works and everything has been introduced earlier, so it does definitely lead up to it. And I mean, it has great moments. We meet a lot of interesting new characters. I thought the scene with Mr. 2 Bon Clay was absolutely hilarious.
Okama baby.
Dude, I love Bon Clay so much. I don't know what it is with me and gay clowns, but gay clowns are amazing. All of them.
He
is a gay
no
swan.
Kama, sir.
He's a gay swan. Don't disrespect my man.
He's a swan. I'm sorry, I take it back. He's a beautiful man. He is a beautiful man. Oh,
he has both
so much.
male and feminine features, you know.
Yes. Hence why he also does not have a doesn't have a partner.
Heart is the textures of both rubber and gum.
Yeah, Mr. 2 doesn't need a partner.
No,
he's enough, bro. No,
Exactly.
it was hilarious. Like he has the clone fruit, and he can turn himself into anyone he touches. So guys, girls, it's all good.
Yep.
And I loved when he accidentally ends up on the Straw Hat ship at the beginning of the arc, and they like make such good friends. They become like best friends. They love each other, and then it's just a hilarious encounter. And then later on, it turns out that we're fighting those guys. Oh shit.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, on both sides, both of them had no idea, and it's
Exactly.
because it's like if it would have been some massive plan on Bon Clay's part to like lull them into a false sense of security, it wouldn't have been nearly as hilarious.
The
fact that it was total happenstance, and they bonded so quickly, and they're all making jokes like
I love how Vivi doesn't recognize him. He doesn't recognize Vivi. They're just like, just perfect strangers I happened to cross in the water.
Suspiciously enough, though, he doesn't see Sanji.
Yes, I wanted to bring that up. Pay attention to that point.
That's what I was mentioning in the Little Garden arc. It's like, they never saw Sanji.
Sanji, he works in the shadows a lot in this story.
It's funny because it was coincidence. Until
totally it was.
Mr. Prince. Yeah. Okay, dude, Mr. Prince, take it away. Virgin.
That was my favorite part about this entire arc so far.
Mr. Prince and Karoo are the true MVPs of this arc, bro.
His name is Karo D-Uk. Get it right?
Karoo D-Uk. Yes, there we go.
No, but the Mr. Prince thing was absolutely hilarious. He's
Karoo the duck ate the Kaido fruit. And that's,
yes.
Nice.
Sanji was the only one who was able to really get under Crocodile's skin and just actually trick the tricker.
Yep.
He just messed with him. I love that scene so much. Oh my god.
Beautiful.
For me, the Mr. Prince scene is one of my it is my favorite Sanji moment in the entirety of One Piece. And it's one of my favorite moments.
And it's just such a badass alias, bro. Mr. Prince.
I have two other moments that I like a little bit more, but I can't really bring it up because spoilers.
Yeah.
No, it was great. Sanji was definitely great in this one, and it as we mentioned before, it always turns out that they get the Straw Hats end up getting split up. This time, Sanji and Chopper were split up from the rest of the crew, and then Sanji ended up being instrumental in actually saving them from getting drowned and then eaten by banana crocodiles and shit.
So the reason they split up multiple times is because they keep on running into the Marines, Tashigi and Smoker, which is we completely forgot about Ace. We met Ace this arc.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about Ace.
We didn't get there yet, but yeah.
Well,
We get so much.
that's,
Like I
Ace
said,
is kind of what happened at the start. We kind of jumped to the end.
it
this
doesn't.
why-
Whatever.
This starts the arcs where these really long arcs. Oda has a lot of stuff going on, like
Oh, yeah.
more stuff than like, okay, we're gonna land at Alabasta, take out Crocodile and Baroque Works. That's enough to go on. But then all of a sudden, Ace shows up. Oh, he's just here now. Okay, so he crams a lot of
shows
stuff.
up. Smoker shows up.
Yes, I mean things you don't need to include, but Oda does anyway, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah, so at the very
Back
beginning,
to Ace. Back to
yeah,
Ace.
at the very beginning of the arc, or like near the beginning,
Mhm.
Portkaz the Ace, a young man.
You
called
got it, you
Portkaz
said it.
the Ace. He meets Smoker in an Alabasta restaurant, and then Smoker reveals that Ace is the 2nd Division commander of Whitebeard's pirates, and Ace reveals that he is looking for his kid brother Luffy.
Also, did you get the symbolism? Whitebeard and Blackbeard.
Oh yeah, Blackbeard is mentioned later. So
yes.
Ace
Get
first of all
it?
has the flame fruit, and he is 3 years older than Luffy, and he wants to help Whitebeard become the Pirate King because Whitebeard is the greatest pirate he has ever known, and he is chasing after a guy called Blackbeard, who apparently was a former subordinate of his who killed his own shipmate and jumped ship. Now, I was a bit like Ace definitely seems like cool. I was surprised that like Nami wasn't like fawning over him. I was expecting that. Because I kind of was.
They were
Really?
surprised
Yeah.
how like
Yeah.
dignified and well spoken he was, and like calm and chill he was.
I know,
compared
the
to
opposite
Luffy.
Luffy. He was like the opposite of
Yeah.
Luffy.
Yeah.
No, but the thing about him is obviously he's incredibly badass. How he evaded all those ships and just burned them was insane. But
Yeah.
did we ever get any hints that Luffy had any family before this?
Before this, I don't
believe
think
so.
so. No.
We get one.
Yeah,
'cause-
We get one hint, and it's at the end of Drum Island. We get to see Ace saying he's looking for someone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
I
but that's not a hint that Luffy has family.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
fair enough.
There's even another member that I don't even want to bring up because I don't even.
Oh,
think
you don't want
are.
to bring up.
No. It's not who you think it is. It's somebody else. But it's even with that person, I don't think it was mentioned that they were related yet. So I don't even want to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah, so to me, I kind of just assumed Luffy was like this orphan kid who didn't have anyone.
Someone in the chat
You're
someone in the
not...
chat just said, Nami is
Wrong.
money sexual.
Oh God, yeah, totally. If Ace had like a golden chain around his neck, then Nami would, yeah.
I will say we have met characters, or they have been introduced that may or may not be related to Luffy, but we just don't know yet.
Yes, I will
Yeah,
say
but
that as well.
That's good. No.
Do you
but
get
that's
it?
as
Do
good
you
as
get
saying
it?
there were
Not
no
even
hints.
that one. Like, yeah, there's a few.
I mean, you guys are gonna get roasted for saying
Yeah,
this
I don't
stuff in
care.
the comments. I don't know why.
Oh
you're saying it.
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so I kind of assumed he was an orphan because we didn't get any like mention of any family, and then there was that whole time skip from when he meant Shanks to when
Are
he grew up.
you
Nux,
you
please, man, I'm talking.
stereotyping based on the fact that he's a shonen protagonist and you're assuming that his parents are dead and he has no family because of that?
Yeah. I mean, look
Nux,
at
man, I'm
Naruto.
talking, dude.
Naruto's parents are
And
still
I'm
awake.
interrupting. I do
No.
that every week.
Yeah, well, stop.
No.
So basically, we had the whole time skip, and then Luffy decides to become a pirate. But it turns out now that we learn that Ace was kind of there the whole time, but then he just became a pirate earlier, and he's like 3 years older than him. So that kind of, it struck me as kind of Oda maybe having like a second thought where he's like, you know what, it'll be cool if I give him a brother. So it's one of the rare things that I felt wasn't foreshadowed because so much other stuff is foreshadowed.
Well,
I
you
don't,
also have
I
to
don't
keep in mind
personally
we're
have any
still.
issues with it. Luffy's the type of guy that doesn't really see that he views the Straw Hats as his family. Anyone that's close to him is his family. I feel like they're trying to talk about how bonds are beyond blood in One Piece.
But you don't think that Luffy at any point would have been like, I'm going to be the Pirate King, and you know who else is a notorious
Yeah.
pirate? My brother.
Here's
Yeah,
the
they've
thing,
been sailing for a while.
Something you'll notice
Luffy-
about Luffy again and again and again, he never flexes for
No,
his crewmates. He'll
he
never be
doesn't.
like, oh, you see this scar I have? This is how I got it. He'll never say something like that.
Yeah. Now,
It's just against his character. He doesn't
Yeah,
care
now-
about the past. He cares about the future.
100%. He never talks about the past.
If his crewmates, like if Usopp ever asked, like, "Hey, Luffy, do you have any brothers?" Then Luffy probably would have told him. I don't see any
Tell him.
reason why he
That's
wouldn't
not-
have, but he doesn't. He's not just gonna bring up that information out of nowhere for no reason, you know. And they just didn't ask.
I
him.
like to think that Oda probably thought of this like from the absolute get-go. To be honest,
Yeah, I think so too.
even if it wasn't foreshadowed, I feel like that's just adding to the mystique of how Luffy actually views the world.
Yeah, you know what was mysterious? How fucking Luffy got tricked by some birds, man.
Hey,
That's
Luffy
tricked
is
by
not.
peanuts,
Look,
okay?
he's not an idiot, but those birds were smart as hell. Okay.
Yeah, see, I like to think that Luffy's not an idiot, but that definitely made me think like
those
Luffy,
those
bro.
birds are like
Luffy
evolved
doesn't-
through with people traveling in the desert. They know exactly how to screw with them.
Yeah, who would suspect birds to fake being dead to steal people's food?
Yeah, no, they're incredibly smart little. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like, would you seriously be like, "Oh, there's some birds dying in a desert. I'm gonna abandon all our food and water"?
That's dumb.
Come on. But I guess Luffy is Luffy. The camel was a man of culture. Respect.
Oh, that's eyelashes. Yes.
Oh, you know
Yeah,
what like one of my favorite moments was? It's so small, but it was just so cute. So you know how Bon Clay like knows all their faces and is able to transform into them,
Yes.
like, into the Straw Hats. So what they did, they wrapped something around their arm, and I'll leave it at that. But Vivi sent Karo Diak to go deliver a message to the king, and when he got to the castle, the bandage, one of the people thought that like the duck was injured. Is your wing injured? Show me. And he just like pulls it away quickly. And he's like quack. And like then he gets a flashback to like him like kind of being part of all that, and it was
Yeah,
great.
it's just like knock him a bitch.
In the comic.
Yeah. These are my friends. I'm part of the crew now.
Yeah, so I thought the camel was really cool because he was like, "Yo, only women can ride me."
Oh my.
But I thought
Sanji.
I thought also Vivi was kind of dumb during the desert trip because she kept forgetting to warn them about like big important
Yeah.
things until it was too late.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, so Luffy was dumb for getting tricked, but Vivi, you're dumb for not warning them about all
Yeah.
this shit. And they're like, oh, by the way, I should have told you.
Yeah, the only explanation I got for that
Everyone in
is
the chat, the camels is simp.
yeah, the only explanation I got for that is since Vivi grew up in the country her whole life, she's just, oh yeah, those birds in the desert that trick you. Just don't listen. Just don't be fooled by them. But you know, she doesn't think to retell the she doesn't think to tell the Straw Hats. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's part of the comedy, right? Otherwise,
Oh yeah, it
there
is.
would be
It's
no issue.
100%.
But yeah,
I can't remember-
Vivi
Is
definitely got
this-
some cool character development. We got her backstory, and kind of we got to learn that even though she grew up as a princess, she was kind of gritty and hanging out with the regular people, and earning her keep and fighting and scrapping and all that type of stuff. So it kind of makes her more human and shows us that she does understand the people more than someone who would have just grown up in a castle her whole life.
She's not a pompous like princess kind of type at all. Yeah.
And then her child
we got a lot more information about the overall One Piece world as well. Like, I think this is pretty much it's not the first introduction to Sea Prism Stone, but it essentially really starts getting the details down.
Yeah.
So the ocean prism thing you're talking about?
Sea Prism, yeah.
This sea stone that they
Okay,
Sea Prism
okay.
Stone, yeah.
Yeah, so I noticed that. So it was basically like kryptonite for devil fruit users, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Something like
the way that they explained it in Alabasta is, I believe, it's like it compresses the sea down to like a solid thing, and if any devil fruit users touch it, then they have the same effect as if they're submerged in water. So they just immediately get really weak and they like pass out if they touch it long enough.
Yeah, and then
Luffy
they use
couldn't
it for like
understand.
jail bars, right?
Yes, jail bars, handcuffs. You'll see it used in a variety of ways throughout this arc. Yeah.
They simplified it for Luffy and pretty much said it's the ocean in solid form.
Yeah, it's like ice, but not ice, but solid, but it's ice, but not. But don't touch it, Luffy. You're getting, you're pass out.
Oh, you know what scene was freaking hilarious? When Luffy was impersonating Sanji in the cell.
Yeah, I love that
I was
scene.
gonna say, yeah, right.
Hey, who's up? Who do you think? It's in the 4Kids dub. It's even funnier because the way that Sanji talks. But yeah, it's funny.
How far does the 4Kids dub actually go?
It goes up to after Alabasta. There's a filler arc called the Rainbow Mist, and for some reason they dubbed that, and then after that it ended. So pretty much right after the Alabasta arc is the last canon arc they cover.
Okay, because I didn't really finish the 4Kids dub ever, so I had
It's
no
okay. You are missing out on. They made Mr. 2 Bon Clay a redneck. That was.
idea.
The
Check out
worst
my
4Kid
crazy
moment.
karate.
He should
Worst
have been like
4Kid moment in this.
He should have been
in
a
this arc.
Southern dandy or something, because I feel like that would have worked.
Yeah, no. Nico Robin is the Southern dandy. Miss All Sunday.
Oh,
is the
she's Southern
dandy.
Belle.
Yeah,
Southern
because she wears a cowgirl hat, so obviously. But no, the favorite, actually, Crocodile's voice actor in the 4Kids is like one of the only two that actually do a really good job in the 4Kids. Like they give him a bunch of like desert puns and sand puns to say, even during the fight, and we'll get to it at the end here between Luffy and Crocodile with the hook and everything like that. When he makes the desert girasol, when he like makes that thing in the desert, the hole open up, and like Luffy gets sucked down in it. He's like, it's a desert toilet, and you're desert doo-doo, Straw Hat.
Oh my
I'm not even
God.
kidding. He actually says that in the 4Kids dub. It's horrible.
I'm sure that's an exact quote, knowing you, Tekking.
No, it is. And his voice is fine. They just gave him shit to work with. But yeah.
One other thing we should talk about, like just to bring up from Vivi's childhood, is that her childhood friend Koza was once loyal to the king, but is now the leader of the rebels.
Yep.
And Koza in Serbian means female goat. Just a fun fact. Yeah. Can we talk about Miss Double Fingered being extremely hot?
We absolutely can.
Oh no. Okay.
On a note of a better girl, we should really talk about Miss All Sunday. She had her time to shine a little.
Bruh, Miss All Sunday kicks Miss Double Fingers, Miss Double Fingers' ass.
Listen,
She totally does, but the thing with Miss Double Fingers, Oda deliberately draws her. Like, all the women in One Piece have that, like, overly exaggerated hourglass figure, but with Miss Double Fingers, she, like, walks, like, so elaborately and stuff. It's really hammering it in there.
Yeah, so Miss All Sunday is hot, and we get her name is revealed.
Yes.
In this one. And I've heard you guys talk about Nico Robin before, but I wasn't exactly sure who she was. But yeah, so her name is revealed. But I mean, I think Miss Doublefinger is the hottest chick we've seen so far in One Piece, in my opinion.
Even hotter than Alvida?
Well, wait till you find out what she could do in a fight.
Post fruit, Alvida is pretty hot. Like, it's probably between her and Miss Doublefinger for me for the hottest One Piece ladies.
Yeah, Miss Doublefinger didn't do it for me as much as you.
I don't know.
But
as far as One Piece ladies go, none of them are top tier as far as hot goes.
Can I get some love for Miss Doublefinger?
Wait, what?
The art style is better suited for guys.
Nux, I don't even know who you are anymore.
Except for Boa Hancock, who's perfect.
Except for Boa Hancock, who's perfect.
There you go. I thought you went over to the dark side for a second there.
Never would I. All right. Anyway.
But anyway, we find out more about Robin. We see her devil fruit. We see her fight the strongest Alabasta warrior and take him out with absolute ease.
Yeah, her fruit is weird. It makes any of her body parts blossom, and she can like grow like a bunch of arms on herself and on like other people, right?
Yeah.
I'm so happy we get to talk about Robin now.
Très fleur.
It is one of the more abstract devil fruits because, like most devil fruits, like Gumu Gumu no Mi, his body turns into rubber. The Hana Hana, that's a flowering fruit. So you think like, oh, she makes plants? No, she literally blossoms her body parts. And like, oh, okay, well, that's an interesting way to take it.
Yeah, so it's kind of
I feel like it's interesting.
Cool.
I remember when it was first introduced and I was watching the series, I was like, oh my god, this is the most broken power of all time.
Yeah. I can't.
Like, all right, so she walks up to her opponent, a hand grows out of their shoulder and strangles them, and that's it.
She snaps a lot of people's necks.
Does she have a range?
She does. It's 500 Hana-Hanas. Oda, whenever people ask Oda about do devil fruits have range, he always gives just a troll answer. Like, oh yeah, Luffy can extend his arms about 100 Gumu Gumus, and Robin can extend her hands about 500 Hana-Hanas. So he's just screwing with us, but there is a range. There is a range.
You see, and all the power scaling people just like go crazy.
I love it when Oda does that.
Well, if we measure the length of Robin's height and divide that by get her arm length, and then times that by 500, that is her distance that she can use.
The length of one Hana.
Oda has given
Robin
out
light speed confirmed.
Oda has given out body measurements of Nami and Robin, of course. That needs to be known. But yeah, the devil fruits, he doesn't care.
But the funny thing is, you think I'm joking. Someone actually figured out the length of her arm and then.
Oh no, people could do that. Yeah, that's what the internet's for.
Yeah.
I feel like One Piece power scaling is probably madness.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
it's-
I mean, like,
So
I mean,
good.
like,
I can't wait
we're not
until you
dealing
get
with
to the
like,
Long Land arc because that arc has some of the greatest
yeah.
power scaling feats
I
of all
mean,
time.
One Piece is pretty insane with its powers, but we don't get into like, universe busting abilities or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's
you
still.
think that the King Kong gun isn't
Hey,
galaxy
hey,
level?
hey, hey! We're not up to the King Kong gun yet, Nux. Okay.
Anyway, moving on. I'm just having fun.
So about Miss All Sunday and Nico Robin, one thing I thought was really interesting is apparently she has been wanted by the world government for 20 years and has a 70 million berries bounty on her.
79. Yes.
Oh, 79. Yeah, but
Yep.
that was
It
weird
said
for me because
70
she
in
doesn't look
this.
she doesn't look that old. So I thought 20 years.
She's
Bruh.
28.
So
I don't think that's not spoilers. Yes.
Since she was 8, she's been wanted by the world
I
government.
Yes,
think she was 27 pre-time skip or 26.
28 pre-time skip, 30
or
post
28.
time skip.
All right, you know.
I'm sorry, man.
You know better than me. It's all right.
I'm
This is
sorry.
terrifying. Like, honestly, what the hell?
But I'm
Yeah.
How
pretty
did
sure.
you know it's 100 Hanahanas? That's terrifying.
100
It's
Tanahanas
500.
equal 15 Barabaras. It's just like that's how Oda does it.
Although Tekking in the Viz translation it said 70 million bounty, so maybe she gets 79.
It's 79.
Maybe she
so,
gets
yeah.
79 post Alabasta. Maybe it moves up.
I don't remember that. Okay, whatever.
We'll see. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of berries, bruh.
It's a lot of berries, yeah. Considering because Crocodile's
She gets along
bounty.
so well with Nami.
Crocodile's bounty was mentioned back at Whiskey Peak that it was I think 81 million before it was frozen.
Yeah, because he became
I
a
don't think
government
Animax
dog.
knows about freezing bounties though.
No, they mentioned it already in Whiskey
no,
Peak.
yeah. He
Yeah, they
becomes a
mentioned the whole
government
thing.
dog. Yeah.
Yeah, when they reveal the warlord system, they say, yeah, they're pirates that become warlords, and then their bounties are
I
frozen at
wasn't
that
there
point.
for that art for that.
Well,
So the chat says that it said over 70 million, apparently.
Yeah,
it's
so
always,
it's not
it's
gonna
always
be-
been 79. Yeah.
It makes sense because obviously if you're going to become a dog for the government and actually do their handiwork as a privateer,
Oh, okay.
you're not going to have the bounty still out on
Yeah,
your
that's
head.
that's the whole point because you're working with the Marines and the government at that point. It wouldn't make any sense to keep your bounty active. so
Exactly.
that's already
And-
been.
Another very interesting thing was Crocodile is obviously hyped up in this arc as being very intelligent. He's scheming. He's leading all these people. He's very cruel, ruthless. He has an epic, overpowered devil fruit, especially in a desert setting.
Yeah.
And yet he says that even for him, Nico Robin is a mystery. So that was intriguing.
You'll find out about
Yep.
that.
There is a reason that he needs Nico Robin.
Yes. There's a reason he needs her for this arc, and then we'll find out more about her later.
Every single person he adds to his thing is vital for some way. Like he needed Bon Clay to impersonate the king. That way he could lead people astray, right? He purchased the dance powder and did all these things. He sent.
He did the guy who could blow up his snot because let's be honest, that's the coolest power of all time.
Yeah, and Mr. 3, he needed a guy that can do candle services for birthday parties because, come on now. I mean, that's a useful ability.
Yes.
You need to have that.
Yeah.
He
So
did the banana gator because it's a banana gator.
I love the banana wanis. They're so cool.
yeah. The
Also-
big question was: are these bananas with gators growing out of them, or gators with bananas growing out of
You
them?
know what? That's
Is
we
a
still
philosophical question that's
They could-
introduced
to
later in
this
the
day we still do not know.
As Luffy said, what does it matter? I could eat both of them.
Yes, they're both edible.
They're
yeah.
both edible, right? Also, Crocodile's a fucking
Dude.
asshole, man. Sending those sending all the sand to that guy over and over again.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. He was just being a dick to that guy, Koza's dad,
Toto.
Toto.
Yeah.
Toto, yeah.
He was just being an asshole for no reason.
No, yeah,
We-
I thought Crocodile was a pretty impressive villain. Not only is he overpowered physically, we've seen villains who are overpowered physically, but he really is scheming on a detailed level. Everything from like all these like framing jobs to actually impersonating the king and making him look like a dick. Like it was pretty interesting and pretty cool, and everything is definitely coming together the way he planned it. And now our boys, the Straw Hat
for a
Pirates, have
certain
to.
prince.
It
They
shows you
have
the true
to-
terror of like when you actually get devil fruits together and somebody's smart enough to know how to use their powers, how they can completely decimate a country pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
and that's
Yeah.
and now it's all coming to a head, and I
Yeah.
find that very interesting because I feel like in the real world, if we had superpowers of any kind, whether it be a Death Note or whether it be Devil Fruit or anything, I feel like there would be a ton of people trying to use it to gain political power and like military power.
Yeah.
So even Pokemon, like, you know, anything would be
Oh, yeah.
used for political and military power. So I like when shonen series explore that rather than just, oh, I want to be the best and I want to fight you and win a duel, and that makes me better than you or whatever.
So, Adamak, I don't know if you noticed, but when he was explaining his plan and this utopia to all the named members of Baroqueworks, and then it kind of just skipped, and then everyone was super excited. So they actually did not reveal yet what like the actual plan is, or how like why he's doing this.
Yeah, so utopia means like a perfect society, like ideal, but that's all we know. I don't know exactly what he plans to do.
Plus, I love Crocodile because I don't know if any of you have ever watched like the James Bond series. I haven't watched them either.
Yeah.
But he's so much like a Bond villain. I love it. He's just sitting there. He's very elegant, swirling his wine. He's not like, you know, I'm going to burn this country to the ground. I mean, he's very eloquent.
Too bad he's actually a female.
No, we're not getting to that point yet.
That's not a spoiler, bro. It's a fucking stupid theory.
Yeah, but it makes more. Okay, Animac, the reason for that is.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him the reason. Don't tell him the reason.
I'm
It's a
not,
skill.
but it's gonna sound.
Okay.
Crocoboy.
I don't care. Baroqueworks themselves, I feel like, are
really funny,
like a secret society that seems to be like Bond villains almost. And like I said, like Miss Doublefinger and all that stuff. I feel like even her name is probably a reference to something in James Bond.
Oh no! Doublefinger. It's a Japanese thing because it's okay. So it's supposed to be New Year's, and so 1/1. Get it? First month, first
January
day.
1st. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing in Japan.
I thought maybe it was like related to like Goldfinger or something.
Unbelievable. What the hell?
In 4Kids, it was just Miss New Year's Eve, and I just simplified it there.
So is it that her birthday is January 1st?
No, it's it's because the names of the officer.
You know her birthday on the spot. I'll flip out. Okay.
No, I thought someone in chat was telling me earlier.
Probably January 1st. I would assume. No, that's Ace's birthday. Actually, it's January 1st. But
That's terrifying.
You fucking encyclopedia,
For
bro.
everyone in the chat that is if your mind is blown right now by the knowledge of this absolute mad lad, it's not like he studied this for a week.
Oh.
I literally told him an hour ago.
Yeah, I was out walking my dog when you texted. He was like, "Want to do a virtue podcast this week?" I'm like, "Okay, let's do it."
Also, so January 1st is Oda's birthday. So, yeah, people were telling me in chat. I could not remember.
I don't know why people are surprised. This is what Tekking does.
Yeah.
This is his thing, bro. He's the dude.
Dude, it doesn't matter if it's his thing. If you know the birthdays of different characters in different shows, that's crazy.
I know what day.
Only a few shows.
Sanji's
What's
born.
Asta's birthday?
I don't know that. Although I did do a
October
Black
4th.
Clover video. I did do a Black Clover video yesterday, though.
You know October 4th?
4th. Oh, yeah, Asta and Yuno.
But
Sanji's
yeah,
born March
names
2nd.
So the officer agents all go like Mr. 1, 2, 3, and then their partners are all based off of various holidays or festivals. And even with Mr. 2 Bon Clay, that's a festival in Japan, the Bon Festival. And so then you have New Year's, Merry Christmas, who's actually Groundhog Day in 4Kids. But I'm just flexing at this point, so let's continue.
All right, pop quiz, Animac. What type of devil fruit does Crocoboy have? Crocodile.
The sand fruit.
And do you know what classification that is?
I'm gonna guess Paramecia.
No. Nope.
So
try again. No. Try again.
Do you know what classification Smoker is?
So I'm not 100% sure. I know that there's Zone, Paramecia, and there's Logia, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
But I'm not sure who exactly is Logia.
He's a Logia.
Yeah, Logias are the ones that can turn into elements.
Into their element. Like Smoker turns into smoke. Crocodile turns into sand.
Okay, so then they're both Logia.
Yes. Ace turns into fire, etc.
Yeah.
Zone are the ones like Chopper, where they turn into animals and various creatures.
And Ace turns into fire?
And then, yes, he does.
Oh, I thought he just kind of like shoots fire. But
no, he doesn't. He can do that too, though.
Well, there was a fight between Smoker and Ace in one of the earlier chapters, and they pretty much couldn't do anything to each other because they just fire versus smoke just entangling in each other.
Yeah, and one other thing I noticed is that with Luffy's power, Smoker and Crocodile both kind of screw him because he can't touch them, right?
He can't touch them.
At this stage in the story, Logias are like the most powerful characters out there.
Yes. Yeah. Very overpowered at this point.
If there would be AnyTube back when One Piece was coming out back in the day, and like they introduced a guy like Smoker, everyone would go crazy how stupidly overpowered he is. Like we got into this discussion.
We did.
At this point are unfathomably
Which,
powerful.
by the way, Nux, I'm not going to spoil anything. No, not in One Piece, but I'm not going to spoil anything for my channel. But tomorrow is April 1st, and I did have an idea about that conversation we had.
Oh wait, you were thinking of that conversation? Hell yeah. Dude, if you need help for the video,
Oh yeah, I know. Well, yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah. I'm not going to say any more than that.
Someone
but yeah,
said,
Smoker, Ace, and Crocodile are Logia. Go ahead, Briggs.
Oh, someone in chat said, but isn't Luffy a rubber Logia if you really think about it? So he does not turn into it. He is already rubber. He's always permanently rubber.
Yeah, and also more of like with Logia, think of element.
Yes.
Fire, sand, smoke,
etc.
Think of it like
also,
that.
Logia's, I think, pretty much alternate to something that isn't really tangible. Like, even if you want to say something like ice or whatever, that's still broken down, it becomes a water,
Yeah, Paramecia is basically, I think Oda really did just set it up as his random miscellaneous category so he can give anybody any wacky power. There are some certain, like, hey, these Paramecias seem to be more similar than these Paramecias, but you just have to keep reading the story to see all the ones. Paramecia is the biggest category we see, as you can imagine.
The easiest way to understand it, though, is the person has a normal human form in Logia, and then they could turn into that and also shoot it out of their body, whatever element they're using.
And to be fair, yeah, that's Logia and Zone, and then Paramecia is everything else.
Keep it simple. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, and
there
Zone.
Are a few that still, even later, I'm like, wait a second, why is this Paramecia? This should totally be Logia. But
yeah, the reason I brought it up is because I wanted Animac to I wanted to see if he was going to say something about like Luffy trying to fight Smoker and trying to fight Crocodile and how much he's struggling with it.
Yeah, it didn't work out well so far.
Mm-hmm.
The way that the fight is portrayed, and I like this because this is the first L Luffy really took in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this is, and it was Oda pounded it in how big of a deal it was.
He didn't just like lose a little bit. It wasn't like best out of 3. No.
No, he got impaled. Yeah,
he got destroyed.
Yeah, and I like that because so
And,
far Luffy has been able to just get motivated enough to want to save his friends to just kick ass, right? And sometimes they did a teamwork, but this was good because I felt that, now Luffy really had to be challenged because he came up against someone who he couldn't defeat no matter what he tried. He got wrecked pretty hard, and it's like
Oda had
to
to Oda had to like get to a point where it's like, all right, eventually he's going to get to an opponent he simply can't fight, and it's not even going to be, it's just going to be a decimation kind of fight, and that's what happened.
Yeah, just
also,
like
it makes it really look like I get Luffy strong and he has a lot of resolve and he could stretch and shiz, but how the hell is he gonna beat this guy?
Yeah, I wonder if this is gonna be referenced in Nux's video about Deku.
I just want to also bring up during that fight between Luffy and Crocodile, you get an angle for how like Luffy's body is just like his body, his arm gets completely shriveled up by Crocodile and he just drinks some water. It's like, oh, back to normal. I'm like, yeah, that kind of stuff happens a lot where it's just like, oh no, his arm is, no, it's fine. As long as he drinks water, he'll be okay.
No, I noticed that.
You mean the fact that he never loses a fight, pretty much?
What, Luffy? He's lost plenty of fights.
Deku.
Oh, Deku.
Villain.
Because that's what I meant. Like, he never runs into a villain he can't defeat because he just gets, emotional enough.
I will say this, though. Even though he does, tend to always win, he does have some serious, long-lasting injuries on his body, and that does come into play in the story. It's not like he gets out scot-free every single
Deku?
Yeah.
Bro, Recovery Girl just recovers him, okay?
Oh,
but it's still, there's still problems with, he can't just keep doing that. Even mentioning
so then he starts
arms,
kicking instead of punching.
Yeah, but the arm thing might come up at some point again, yeah.
I thought this was cool with the Luffy thing because I do think that Luffy needs a little bit of a, hey, chill out, bro. Maybe you need to use some strategy once in a while, not just go crazy.
I think Crocodile even brought it up in that fight where he's just like, your tricks with your devil fruits are just like party tricks, basically. I've trained with my fruit. I know how to actually use it. Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, he talks about how much he trained to like enhance his powers beyond just the basics of the devil fruit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Luffy is just like, I'm just gonna punch and kick and
flail my arms around. Yeah. Did you like his gum baku baku where he takes that from Wapple and he tries to eat him? That's at least at least he was trying to think
Yes.
outside the
Yeah, he
box.
tries to eat all the sand. I was like,
Tries-
hey, that's a strategy. Yeah.
Tries to eat it. Tries to use he tried to use a net. He interlocked his fingers, then used a net to try to grab him, and he just phased through the net. It's like,
Okay, well
damn.
that wasn't smart, man. You can't grab sand with a net.
Well, he's trying.
He's trying.
Animax.
I think he gets knocked down a peg pretty hard here. It's a bit of a wake up call that he has to start maybe training, try to get stronger, but also use his brain a little bit if he even has one.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I like. I like when strategy comes into play. So I do hope that Luffy will kind of now be forced to, go to that next level.
Yeah. There. At any rate, though, his power right now, he can't beat Crocodile unless he comes up with something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
one other
that's
thing I
pretty
want to
clear.
talk about is that Alabasta has some pretty freaking useful animals, guys.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Like they got an animal
I like
for
the-
everything.
I love the Kung
Actual
Fu
environment of One Piece, how every island focuses on a different aspect of harnessing the craziness of the world to their own,
Yep.
to their own benefit. One Piece is an ever expanding universe, and I love it. I
Same,
love
man.
it. And
I
no
feel
two
like-
islands are the same.
Alabasta is really the start of so much world building. We get Ace and Whitebeard and Blackbeard and
Crocodile,
Crocodile
and
and Smoker and
I
we get
love
all
another
these
thing
different
they say-
forces. We hear about Vivi, a princess and a king that went to a world government
Mentioned
meeting.
the letter D in his name.
They mentioned the letter
Right.
D last arc, and they mentioned a certain
I know, but
meeting
in this arc
of
also,
kings.
Robin- Whatever.
The world is
After
starting to
Luffy
expand,
fights
and it's going to
Crocodile.
keep on going forward. It's amazing.
Yeah, Nux, but technically we're not supposed to talk about that part yet.
Right.
That's why I'm not talking about it. But yeah, I did read it ahead. Yeah, so I definitely thought that a lot of it was very, very interesting, and yeah, a lot of funny moments, but a lot of interesting characters introduced, a lot of interesting devil fruit introduced. I like that Falcon guy too. He had a zone
Hell.
fruit that lets him become a Falcon.
Yeah.
Pell, yeah.
Hell, he's according to him, it's like these are one of the 5 devil fruits that allow the user to fly. So,
Yes.
yeah,
So he
fly.
can actually fly, which is a pretty
Yeah.
overpowered thing. Because think about it. So the big thing with most devil fruit is you can't swim, so you can't go out into the ocean, or it's very dangerous. But this guy can just fly over the ocean. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he straps Gatling guns to his wings. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
So,
we forgot to mention that Ace handed Luffy a piece of paper.
Oh, he
Yeah.
did. Yeah, just tuck that in the back of your mind for a while.
Or
Yeah,
into
it
your
was
hat,
a blank.
whatever.
It was a blank piece of paper, so
Yep.
that seemed kind of anticlimactic. It's okay.
Well, tuck it in the back of your mind.
All
Oda
right,
will
will
do
do.
stuff like that too. Like, here's a piece of paper. Probably won't come up for like 500 chapters, but there you go. Okay, Ace, thank you.
The one thing with Luffy so far, I would totally not be surprised if he like loses it or like throws it overboard by accident. And then Ace is like, "Yo, Luffy, remember that paper? It's actually a map for the One Piece." He's like, "Fuck, bro."
Well, Luffy,
I don't know.
despite not knowing anything about the piece of paper, despite it being a blank piece of paper, Ace said it was important and he trusted him, and Ace said not to
Yeah.
lose it. So Nami sewed it into his hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if that was mentioned
That's
now
all
or if
he
that
knew.
wasn't mentioned until later, but either way, it's not that big of a
No.
spoiler. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
the
it's
sewing
in
it-
the band. Yeah, it's in
Yeah,
the band.
sewing
at
it
Luffy's
well
hat.
did happen. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. I just know that Nami put it in his hat somehow.
Yeah,
That's what they-
I
that's
think
what
it
they
was
said.
mentioned during when he gave it to him, but yeah,
Yes,
it was.
It was.
Okay.
What other thing was I gonna say? Yeah, don't you guys think it's kind of weird that Luffy was all like concerned about those birds, and yet he eats meat all the time?
when it's dead.
Yeah.
He doesn't eat 5 birds.
Luffy doesn't just run up to things and just eat them, except
He
Crocodile.
kind of does, but okay.
Luffy is
Yeah,
such a
he-
great character, man. Like, I feel like he was just like wasting water and being an idiot. And then when the one glass of water had like sentimental like value because that old man dug all night and and Luffy even helped him out. Now it's like we're not wasting a single drop, and it ends up coming to help him out later. That glass of water.
Yeah, that's
Yes, it
the
does.
glass of water that saves his arm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Crocodile has a lot of powers with that devil fruit. Like he can mummify people, he can
Yeah.
control sand, he can become sand, he can.
This man actually
sand
works
store.
really
He
hard.
was pretty smart when it was like, I have the sand fruit. I'm gonna set up operation in the desert country. You know, it's just like I'm basically a god here for all intents and purposes, and he is.
Yeah.
He could just like snap his fingers and create a giant sandstorm to wipe out an entire town, and he's done that before.
Yeah, and I feel like if I was someone in that world with a devil fruit power, I would do the exact same thing in terms of, trying to be this strategic overlord mastermind. So
Wow,
I respect them for that.
Wow, you're evil.
No. You don't understand. It's for the benefit of the people to be ruled by the one who is best and most qualified, which is me.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. I'm sorry. I was a little
As
bit
a member of the people, I appreciate this sentiment, and I agree completely.
Yes,
yeah,
they're good.
All the people are in their town, in their little houses, and they walk outside and they see the giant storm cloud, and they're just like, "Oh, Animax sent another storm. Well, it's for the greater good."
It's like, your crops need water, you peasants.
See, Animax gonna start a life hack YouTube channel and just call it for the greater good.
For the greater good.
Anyway, if you guys want to support the greater good, you can donate to us on rantcafe.tv. Anything else we need to discuss?
Donate to you.
Well, I am very excited, Animac, for the next arc. Are you hooked? Would you say?
Well, the second half.
the second half of this arc.
Yeah. So I wonder if the hook part. I wonder. It's definitely a reference to Captain Hook from Peter Pan.
Yes.
Right.
That and Oda, because there's so many like pirate stereotypes, like the pirate with the peg leg is Zeph, and the pirate with the hook hand. Crocodile is the only pirate that has the hook for a hand because it's like a very important like image.
I'm still waiting for the pirate with the eye patch.
The eye patch pirate. Yeah, you'd think up until this point in a manga about pirates, you'd see an eye patch pirate at some point, but we have not seen one. Yeah.
So that actually makes me think: it would make sense for Crocodile to have lost his hand before he got the fruit, because otherwise he could just turn it into sand and he wouldn't have lost it.
Well, it depends on how we lost it, but we can't get into that.
Pegging.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
not, but we don't know anyway. We don't actually know how he lost his hand.
I don't know either, so I would just assume. Actually, no, I won't say anything.
There are theories.
Oh,
I have a pretty good idea how he lost his hand, but
we have a pretty good idea.
It's never been explained.
Next arc is going to be, or the second half of Alabasta is going to have a ton of fights. This is when shit's all going to climax. It's all going to come together.
Oh, baby!
I'm so excited. And it's not just the chapters again are? It's everyone's time to shine. And the chapters again are chapters 180 through 217. So 37 chapters. Holy fuck. Animax, start reading a little ahead of time. I'll do a two stream read through.
Gonna watch it.
Thank you, Nuff.
Yeah, just watch Briggs' stream, then you don't have to actually read yourself.
Yeah.
So I never finished though. Today I went up to 175. It was so sad.
Gotta watch the 4Kids dub too. That'll get you where you need to be. Yeah.
182.
180. I love you're writing it down now. 180 through 217.
Yeah. I'm writing it down just so I don't forget, because I feel like I know.
Then we get to the next arc.
Also,
which is very cool.
Another cool moment that we missed.
I love that.
Zoro ends up saving Smoker because Luffy ordered Zoro to save him.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Yeah. So Smoker, let me actually talk a bit about Smoker, because he positively surprised me. At first when we met him, I thought he was just gonna be like this narc character who's just trying to catch them, and he's just this authority guy who's just trying to try to catch them, and that's his whole shtick. But actually, he shows himself to be nuanced and willing to kind of not follow orders for the greater good, if you will.
I love Smoker so much because
I also love Smoker. If you really think about it, when Smoker thinks pirate, he thinks someone like Crocodile that's trying to take over a nation.
Yeah.
Like in his mind, pirate is pretty much synonymous with something like that. If you really think about it, Luffy is kind of a weird pirate.
Very weird. Yes, he's an outlier, definitely.
Yeah, for Luffy,
as an outlier, Smoker's, he's reassessing the situation.
Yeah, and also Smoker, he's like a genuine good Marine. So he's like rough sometimes, but he's like, okay, wait a second, Luffy and his crew, they helped us escape the death. Okay, I'll let them go for now, I guess, because we have more problems to worry about. Like Crocodile's the bigger threat here. Yeah,
Crocodile is the bigger threat, and also he sees that Luffy's working with Princess Vivi, right?
Yeah.
So clearly, like he's like, them fighting right then and there would be worthless. Luffy's just gonna run away again. They're gonna waste so much time. Meanwhile, like
You
shit's
know, the
about to
enemy
go
of my
down.
enemy is my friend type thing.
Exactly.
Kind of. Like, he's smart enough to be like, okay, I could fight Luffy right now, but that makes no sense to do that. We need to focus on Crocodile.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we've definitely seen some corrupt Marines and
Oh,
incompetent
absolutely.
Marines, but
Nezumi from Hour Long Park is a perfect example.
exactly.
Also-
But Smoker was actually cool.
Yeah.
And I think the difference between the pirates is very interesting that you mentioned that, like, because we have pirates that are obviously evil and just out there for money and power. And I mean, Nami is familiar with that, and she hates pirates at first. But Luffy's idea of pirates is a very romantic sort of, I just want to have adventures and be free type of pirate. So it's like a difference in philosophies when it comes to understanding what a pirate even is.
Yeah, 100%. Also, I wanted to add, Smoker calls for backup after letting Luffy go, and pretty much implies that, like, he needs it for Luffy, but because he knows if he says, like, we need backup for Crocodile, the government's not going to send anyone, because Crocodile's
Exactly.
working for the government.
Yeah.
So he knows
I didn't
stuff's
really
about to
think
go
of it that
down.
way.
But I feel
Yeah.
like there's
Didn't
no
think
way,
of
he
that.
wouldn't need backup for Luffy, right? He needs backup for Baroque Works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a
because
good-
the government does not know that Mr. Zero and Crocodile are the same person.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Crocodile, his public persona is like he's this privateer who helps people, and he's like they're
Yeah.
like, oh look, he's there always saving us from pirates. He's a good guy, but in reality, it's all staged to make him look better.
Yeah.
But then Mr. Zero is his actual secret identity that he's using to manipulate everything behind the scenes.
Mr. Zero.
Yo, we should totally read
Crocodile
some
was
One
a
Piece
pawn
reviews.
all along, working for Bon Clay. Thanks
Yeah.
everyone for coming. 'Twas a wonderful stream.
Nuxie
Yeah,
boy,
it's
do you think you
another
could read
fun
some
episode.
some One Piece Virgin reviews?
But yeah, One Piece Virgin.
We always read Rank Cafe reviews, and we never read the One Piece Virgin reviews. Everyone, be sure to leave some reviews. They help a ton.
Yeah, so I don't think Spotify lets you leave reviews, but
Mm.
most other platforms do. So if you use other platforms, you can give us a 5-star review and leave us a comment.
Spotify.
Yeah, I believe iTunes and Stitcher and a couple other things do let you leave reviews.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, I found the reviews. Yeah, baby. All right. First review: 5 Southern Stars of Freedom. 5 stars. Let me tell you something, buddy. As a blind African American man who blindly clicked this podcast while trying to click on my favorite podcast on being a blind African American, this is as good as it gets. Wow. I found myself saying, that's right, repeatedly throughout. I don't even know what these boys are talking about. Their passion is clear, and their message is simple. Luffy, Grand Line, no one understands Zoro, and Animac finally popping his cherry. I give this 5 Southern Stars of Freedom. Wow.
That's the highest honor American can give out.
That's the nicest review of all time.
Isn't it
Animac.
the Purple
please give
Heart?
us
You
Isn't the
Canadian, no, you Canadians just don't understand. The 5 Southern Stars of Freedom. That's the highest honor a guy can give on the internet.
This comment is from MD Sapro, and Animac, please give this man a shirt.
Fuck you, bro. Why don't you pay for shirts, man? Shirts cost money.
No, they don't.
Cost
I have a
money.
shirt tree outside my house. It's growing shirts right now.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, but
Tekking,
it
very
depends what
cool.
kind of tree you plant, Tekking. Like
Yeah,
you could
mine
just
only-
have polo shirts growing.
Well, yeah, mine's growing some sweaters right now, but they're comfy.
Well, that's not very seasonal, bro. We're going into spring and
It's
summer.
it's like 45 degrees right now where I'm at.
Can you translate that into
Very
Celsius?
I actually can because I have a device right next to me that does that.
Like
Uh,
5.
It's 7 degrees Celsius outside right now.
Said
All
5 off the top of my head. That's right. Math wizard here. All right, moving on. Next. Loving this. 5 stars. This is a great podcast in general. Personally, I love it so much because none of my friends are caught up, so I have no one to rant to, but this kind of helps with that. Not only am I able to hear people talk about it, but I get to relive the greatest anime of all time. Next. 5 stars. Thank you. It's been about 15 years since I discovered One Piece in grade 3. Thank you for re-inspiring it to read again. By the way, Animac has cool t-shirts.
Shut up. That's not a thing.
It says it, man.
It says it.
All right. It says it in the review.
Are you lying to me? I don't have it open.
Just
Yeah,
yes.
I promise you, man. I could. You want me to send you a screenshot?
Sure. If it really says it, then he can get a free shirt at Anime Uproar. Just
Red Doom Reaper,
me.
you're getting yourself a
On
free
Twitter.
shirt.
Yep.
You want me to send it to you on Twitter?
yeah, sure. Also, by the way, I just wanted to make sure that we appreciate how hot Miss Double Fingers is.
We always
cool.
did.
I sent it on the Rant Cafe.
When have we not?
She is a queen.
Yes.
Sent it on the Rant Cafe Discord. Next, love One Piece, 5 stars. To hear all my favorite people on the internet coming together, Tekking is number 1. Tekking is number 1.
Yes.
Okay, it doesn't have that in here. I just added.
Aw, but thanks for
My favorite manga. I was so
fanfare.
excited when you announced the One Piece centered podcast. This is from DJWJFKDKFKF. Thank you.
Is it a radio station? KDKAF.
Someone who just tapped a bunch of letters on there.
Yeah. They were just like.
Next we have the Apex Virgins podcast, 5 stars. I just wanted to say, Apex Virgins, anytime soon. Keep doing your thing, Nux, Flex, Taku, All Chads, Anime, and Gozen's brother. Joking, I love you, no homo, Mac, with the CK. This is from DMXNJSJZVX.
People, stop just making your names random letters on the keyboard.
It's like they want their like actual names, but they've been taken, so they just get frustrated and just bash the keyboard. And they're like, all right, that's my name now. AFFFF.
Next review, Peasant Usopp to God Usopp, 5 stars. As you can see at the start of the One Piece manga, Usopp is a coward, and the birth of a god starts with passionate love for a girl from his village, but she gets sick with the censored for monetization's sake. He has to go on an adventure and become a god so he can obtain the status to have a passionate time with this girl because everyone knows sex is the best medicine.
I mean,
Sex is the best medicine.
P.S. Black Clover is better than My Hero Academia. Todoroki is best character in My Hero Academia.
No.
I
Also,
honestly,
Todoroki better than Asta then.
I think this is a secret Nux account right here.
everyone has been spamming for the last 5 minutes. Luffy versus Vivi.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was an interesting scene when
That
she,
fight
like-
was overrated, I think, a little.
well, it wasn't really a fight. She like hits him, and then Luffy's like, "Oh, you think I won't hit you because you're a girl?"
No,
Bam.
they're talking about the Luffy versus Vivi in the second part of the arc when Luffy tries to take over the country for himself after beating Crocodile, and then Vivi has to fight him one-on-one. It was crazy.
Shut up.
Anyway, moving on.
But yeah, he was
One
Luffy
Piece
was
Virgin
trying.
Podcast.
Luffy was trying to get Vivi to to accept everyone else's help and not just put the burden on herself and realize that people are gonna die here, and it's very possible, especially if she just continues to just try to do everything on her own.
Yeah, because she's like, "Oh, I could stop all the bloodshed," and Luffy's like, "Bro, this is a war, bro. People
Yeah,
die."
it's a
People
war.
die.
Like people have already died, and they will continue to die. You can't like magically just stop this, you know.
And like,
And,
Luffy might not be
that
the smartest
spoiler that I
person,
came
but he
up
knows
with-
if I take off the
came
if
up
I
with
take
off
out the
the top of
leader
my
and
head.
Hello, Nux.
Briggs. All right, next review.
Nux and
One
Briggs.
Piece Virgin. One Nux and Briggs. Next review. One Piece Virgin Podcast, 5 stars. Anime action, watch the anime too. There's so much he will miss in terms of how well the voice actors perform characters during certain climax of certain arcs. This is from Gazellia Ware. You do not get a t-shirt. I'm sorry. But don't watch the anime. Read the manga. It's better.
No, I mean the anime. Maybe at some point I'll watch it, but right now I definitely don't have the time to do both, read and watch.
Anime
But
is
it-
busy.
If
Anime
this
is a busy life, bro.
if this podcast becomes like super popular and like ultra profitable, then we can just milk it by after we finish the manga, just start watching the anime and talking about that too.
Ultra
Not
popular.
Anime
gonna be a
Virgin.
part of it.
Plus
Not
ultra
gonna be
popular.
a part of it. But I would do the filler arcs. That sounds like fun.
Filler
Oh, the
arc.
filler arcs is great. Don't skip the one where they meet the guy with the goats. That one is key.
Yeah.
Bro, that
Movies.
one with the haunted ghost ship. Oh,
That's actually a pretty good one. Yeah, I like
what's
that one.
that? Okay.
weekly chapter reviews.
Next, we have being stuck in traffic has never been so bearable. I did that one last time. All right, that's all the reviews.
Okay.
Hey.
Thank you, Nux. Thank
Welcome.
you, bro.
You're welcome.
And the reviewers, of course.
Are the We're not. Oh, never mind. Human. This is so.
Okay. On that weird note, Nux, thank you guys for joining
By
us
the way,
for
interspecies
another week.
reviewers ended this past week. It is so sad. I love
I
that
saw
show so
that.
much.
I saw that. Yeah,
One of
The
these
only
days,
show worth
Animax gonna
watching in
fucking kill you.
2020.
it's one of the 5 shows that has the Nux seal of approval, and it ended.
Oh, that show is straight fire. When they start talking about how they discovered an alternate world without magic, but it has planes, and like, dude, oh,
I have it.
Anyway, guys, stay on topic. Interspecies Reviewers is definitely best anime of 2020 and superior to Tower of God. But, there's a time and a place. So we'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Tekking101, for joining us. And also Briggs and the other guy. And until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.
Briggs and the other guy! Bang! Oh, that was fun.
Something about Space Cowboys, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah.